What's up, everybody? This is Daryl.
And this is Aaron.
And we're talking comics for the week of April 15th.
April 15th.
Is that what it is?
Is it?
I think so.
I think so.
Yeah, tomorrow's tax day. Woo! Hope you got them done. Tax refund, great thing to put it on. It's comics!
What you gonna do, brother?
Or pay off some debt.
If you don't pay your taxes. Brah.
That's right. Oh, yeah!
Power lies.
So anyway, we're talking comics for April 15th, 2015. We got a lot of stuff to talk about from Independence, DC, and Marvel. First up, I'm going to jump into Independence. Archie Comics, The Fox, #1, written by Mark Waid. Now, why should you read this book? Well, it's part of the new Dark Circle imprint. Black Hood was the first book. This is the second. And the third will be The Shield, which will be a female for the first time in the Shield's history. Long, legendary character, The Fox, written by Mark Waid. If you loved his run on Wally West as Flash, you'll appreciate The Fox, but supposedly with the Dark Circle books, it'll have a darker take. But it's a book you definitely want to check out.
Definitely.
Also, from Dark Horse, we have The Art of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe hardcover. If you're a fan of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, this hardcover is a must-have. I'm a fan by the power of Grayskull. I have the power, and you have the power to buy this hardcover. But anyway, if you're a big fan of He-Man and Masters of the Universe over the years, it'd be a great hardcover to have. I believe it has some of the history as well in there.
A lot of cool artwork. So you Skeletor, Grayskull, Battlecat.
Cartoon was based off the toy line, so yeah.
There's a lot of that in the 80s.
Yeah.
Gotta love the 80s.
So hey, let's make some toys. Now let's make a cartoon.
To sell those toys.
Yeah. So and also the 2002 version of He-Man was even better. So
way better.
So if you haven't seen either one, definitely check them out. They're worth watching. The 80s series was cool because it had a moral at the end of every episode.
Oh yeah, that was the 80s.
You know, when I battled Skeletor, he stole this. Stealing is wrong. Because when you're stealing, you get caught. Now, anyway, you get the idea. Just watch them for the morals alone.
And now you know.
And knowing is half the battle. Also, my pick of the week from Dark Horse, or at least in the independent realm, is going to be Archie vs. Predator, #1, written by Alex DeCampi.
Archie vs. Predator.
I've already read the preview issue, gave a review myself. I'm really looking forward to this book, and the thing is, Predator is going to kill them all. Not that I endorse that, but I'm like, Predator versus Archie, it's like, you know somebody's not going to make it out, because that's just what Predator's premise is.
Run! Get to the chopper!
Get to the chopper! Maybe Schwarzenegger will show up, who knows?
Wouldn't that be great?
The Dutch?
Dutch
will show up. Maybe he'll rescue them. That would be cool. But anyway, Archie vs. Predator, #1. If you, it's going to be brutal and probably hilarious. Check it out. Also, personal favorite for Aaron, Django Zorro, #6 from Dynamite Entertainment.
#6, that means we've got 7, 8, 3 issues, but that's including this one, obviously.
Yeah, you got one more after this one.
So, man, it's just one more? I thought it was going to be 8, so 7. That's an odd number to go on, isn't it?
It's the number of perfection and completion.
See, now Django and Zorro, they're on the same page. Django knows who Zorro is.
Wait a second. Sosh, can you make sure the door gets soshed?
Sosh the door, Sosh.
Getting soshed today.
Somebody's getting soshed.
What else we got here?
We got the Fade Out #5 from Image Comics.
Man, Brubaker. That is, I love noir stuff. If you're a fan of noir, you should be reading this comic, right? You read it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, there's
some things.
It's
for mature readers.
Yeah, I mean, it's a crime noir, a little darker book, but it's very well written.
Velvet's another good one. Brubaker team. Anything Brubaker.
I've got #1. I'm trying to finish #1 right now. Then if I love it, I'm getting the trade.
Get the trade.
And I can special order the trade where?
Right here.
At Big Bang Toys, Comics, and Games. Now go ahead.
We got them.
What were you saying?
We got them.
We got them.
I'm saying.
Also, I wanted to mention King, the Phantom #2. It's the classic Phantom. Think Flash Gordon, Defenders of the Earth kind of thing. Anyway, #2 got delayed a month. It's back out. Really dig what they're doing with these books, especially bringing them into modern day, but there's no technology working. Really cool. Check it out.
Wow.
So, Fade Out #5, but also from Image, if we flip back, Chrononauts #2. Tell us about Chrononauts.
And Chrononauts is, it's got a little bit of that
Mark Miller / Millar.
Got that Back to the Future sort of thing to it.
Cool.
You've got these guys that are kind of going back in time that's like obviously set in place in the future. But they're doing this experiment to see if they can travel back in time. Guy gets lost in time. He's going back to save his buddy. That's pretty much where issue 1 leads.
That's kind of cool.
So, that bro thing. You know, your bro gets lost in time, and you got to go figure it out. Of course, when he goes back, it's like, wow, he goes so far back that it's like, I think Indians. Yeah, he gets filled full of arrows.
Ooh, oh yeah. Wait, I think I saw that. I think anyway, I think I read this issue somehow. I may have had an advanced preview. I've read this thing.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Yeah, because I noticed he gets the arrow and he's like, "Where am I?" And they're like in a castle.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
So, you know, and I do believe this will be another one that they'll be making a movie of, and they, you know, Millar's just
they already did sign the rights for it.
I thought so. Yeah.
So anyway, check out Chrononauts #2. Get it today. Also,
Jupiter's Circle. Have you read that?
I have not read Jupiter's Circle.
You should be reading Jupiter's Circle.
Yes, definitely be reading that. Jump on it now. We've also got Jupiter's Legacy on trade right now on the shelf, right where I'm pointing.
Very good stuff.
Also from Image, Secret Identities #3. If you missed this book, or if you haven't watched the videos in the last month, then you should. You should definitely be checking it out. Superhero team, undercover, being infiltrated. Judas Contract, Teen Titans kind of vibe. Check it out. Book you might want to look at this week is Run, Love, Kill #1. We want to mention that to you. Check it out. And lastly, from Image, Spawn #251. Spawn is kind of on a little bit of a resurgence here of late, and this is the book right after Al Simmons comes back. So if you like Spawn, you used to read Spawn, you thought, hey, let's see what's up with him. Check it out. Now he's got a huge, massive sword, and he's got like these big teeth. Like, it makes me think of Venom, but you know, it is Todd McFarlane, and he did help create Venom.
Yeah, I mean, you got to give him that. He's got a little bit of say on that. I can use that again if I want, because I'm Todd McFarlane, right?
That's right. And the last book I'm going to mention for the Independents this week is from Valiant Comics, Bloodshot Reborn #1, written by the great Jeff Lemire.
Jeff Lemire. He's on fire, man. He's, I'll say it again. If you guys haven't read Sweet Tooth, you should be.
Yeah, and also, like, if this is a great jumping on point for anything Valiant. It's Valiant next. So if you ever thought about trying Valiant, now's the time. Also, Ninjak #1. I read that, by Matt Kent, and the art by Trevor, I think it's Hairsign. I don't know how you say it. Anyway, great book. Get Ninjak #1. Awesome read. Probably one of the best Valiant books I've read in a while. So check it out.
That's
Yeah, it does. So anyway, DC Comics Convergence #2 comes out.
#2.
We know the premise: Brainiac or Telos, all the amalgamated versions of Brainiac except the Master.
The Master.
The Master Brainiac.
Because there's always every Brainiac story is like, well, you thought that guy was Brainiac, but I'm really Brainiac.
I'm the real Brainiac.
And who knows? I mean, I'm sure we're going to run into another where it's like, well, that wasn't really Brainiac, but,
There's always another.
That's how this works.
Superman is really Brainiac.
Yeah. But the cool thing about this version is there's one Brainiac for the whole multiverse. And he has collected everybody, and then his other Brainiacs formed into Telos, and now we're going to fight it out to see which universes are going to survive. Everything's at stake, according to DC, and for one, I think it's cool that we're gonna, pull at our heartstrings a little bit because we've got these characters that we don't want to die, but at the same time, I like the multiverse. I like keeping it that way, so don't kill too many DC.
Well, you're kind of getting mixed signals from Dan Didio and some of the staff of DC Comics. Dan Didio is saying it's going to leave every door open for any story in the DC Universe, and everything matters, which Marvel says as well. But you hear some of the writers saying this is a way of saying goodbye to their DC Comics, the old DC Universe. So, like, if you really love the old DC Universe, like me, and a lot of other people, at least...
I would agree. I love
a lot of it. I mean, I like some of the New 52, but, like, anyway, supposedly this is a goodbye, but it's also leaving the door open. So it's a mixed signals to the fans. We don't really know where DC's going with this. But if you love your old characters, like Titans last week, you had Roy Harper as Arsenal or / Red Arrow, and like this week you've got Aquaman back when he had the harpoon hand. Batman Shadow of the Bat with Azrael from the 90s, who became Batman in Bruce Wayne's stead. Catwoman, Green Arrow with Connor Hawke. You remember Connor Hawke?
Yeah, the son.
Which Connor Hawke you've been hearing about, I believe.
Illegitimate son.
Yes. Green Lantern / Parallax, where Hal Jordan went crazy and became an evil villain. Justice League International, Suicide Squad, Superboy, back when he had the leather jacket and the bowl cut. No offense, it wasn't really quite a bowl cut, but that was I don't care what anybody says, I like that Superboy.
It was a terrible look.
No,
I like the
I think it worked for the time.
Black t-shirt with the red ass.
I do like that. I think that was a little bit more modern, but for the time, for me, that's Superboy. So, and also Supergirl Matrix comes out this week. Back when Supergirl was a purple alien, shape-shifting alien made by the son of Lex Luthor, which was really a clone of the real Luthor, who was losing all of his red hair.
Yeah, Luthor Jr.
Luthor the Second. Yeah. Anyway, so all those are Convergence titles.
So what do you think about Titans? What do you think Roy's gonna sacrifice for his daughter?
No.
No.
I think he's he's left at the end of that issue to choose his daughter, but he's got to take out Donna Troy and Starfire, and it shows him shooting. I don't know. I don't see it. It would be great to see him get his daughter back at the end of the issue.
It was a great cliffhanger.
Yeah, it was a great cliffhanger.
Especially if you're reading beforehand, you read Cry for Justice, and then the Rise and Fall of Green Arrow and Arsenal. It was really cool for those of us that were reading that.
Yeah, I mean, and also Speed Force with Wally West last week. It was great to see Wally West come back. Will he stay? I don't know. I don't know about DC Comics.
You feel uneasy. It's like I'm that way with Marvel too.
Look, if I'm gonna have to say goodbye to all these characters, then I say goodbye to my dollars to DC Comics as a general bulk. Because New 52, it's okay. I know that it's coming off the books, but like that universe continuing, just depends on what it looks like.
I wonder if people said that in the 80s too.
They probably did. I mean, DC does do this every 15 to 20 years, 10 years. Who knows?
It's their thing. I'm cool with it. I like it. I mean, it's just DC.
So anyway, it's whatever. If I want to, I guess if I have to, I'll go read the trades. Or I'll watch the Justice League Unlimited cartoons or something.
We got the cartoons, we got the old stuff.
So
never dies.
Yeah, so that's what you'll have to do. So, but that's it for DC. Convergence number 0 and 1. My review, a little let down, but it's a setup. I'm hoping number 2 really blows it out of the water.
Yeah, I like 0 a lot. 1, I mean, it was good, but it wasn't like, fantastic. Like I'm gonna lose my mind. Yeah, it wasn't that good, but it didn't suck either.
Yeah,
it was just.
We'll
have to see what happens.
Yeah, if Jeff Johns wrote it, I'm sure it would have been fantastic, right?
Jeff Johns
probably.
He has a pretty good track record.
He does.
Well, Grant Morrison would have been great, but everybody would have hated it too. Like,
I'm gonna stick with Jeff. Jeff Johns is your safer bet on the bulk of the base.
As far
as good solid story, as a way of honoring the characters, pushing them forward. And solid stuff. Jeff Johns is the number 1 draft pick.
I would say this though, for the type of story that they're seeming to try to tell.
But we're not going to get that because DC didn't think of that.
No, they picked Jeff King. But if they were, the scope of the story they're trying to tell, Morrison probably would have been a better pick.
Probably.
But anyway,
but after Final Crisis, I wouldn't want Morrison writing another universe book. I like 7 Soldiers, but it was crazy enough for what it was. You should read that. It's good.
Great.
But we've given DC enough time.
Yes.
We're moving to the greatest company in the world. That I'm an executive shareholder and I secretly get shares and free comp. Not really.
He does.
I'm not. Anyway, I'm just kidding. I like saying it just for air. I do like Marvel. Avengers Millennium number 3 comes out. You read number 1. It's Avengers versus Hydra. Tell people about it.
Man, this was an awesome book, and I love Spider-Man being on the team. I take it this is an alternate Marvel universe. It's not really fitting in with the continuity, but yeah, I mean, it's just they're tracking down Hydra, and you don't really see that it's Hydra till the very end. It's got the big reveal, and you're like, oh, it's
Gasp.
Hydra. Gasp. 4-issue miniseries. I'm down. I think it's going to be fun.
Yep, 1 more issue to go.
And I've been wanting to read an Avengers book, so, and a lot of people say this about both companies. It's hard to kind of jump in when things are already rolling, so I chose the mini.
Speaking of which, you got to check out the Avengers Family Feud clip from Jimmy Kimmel Live.
Plus, it's got Steve.
Oh, that's cool.
That's always a good
We're all waiting for Steve Rogers to come back, but I'm enjoying Falcon for now.
Cap doesn't have books.
He doesn't. Falcon does. Also, Deathlock number 7 by Nathan Evanson. Check out that book if you haven't read it. Jump on the book. It's like Bucky Barnes. It's kind of like a slow build, but it's getting better. Thor number 7. Marvel pick of the week right there. Boom. Jason can't do no wrong.
Aaron.
That's right.
And I think that would, out of everything we've talked about, I'm already going to say Thor is my pick of the week too.
We also have Superior Iron Man number 7. By Tom Taylor.
All right, there'll be a tie. Those will be my picks of the week.
You've also got Magneto, Loki, Cap, and the Mighty Avengers, which was Secret Wars coming up. Those are the 3 books that are going to be telling the end of the 616 universe, whatever that means. But we do know that Marvel's going to look pretty normal to most fans after Secret Wars, based on the 3 comic book day selection.
We get some mixed things on that one too. I'd have to say I feel like Daryl does about DC, which I feel like Daryl does about DC too. I feel that way about both of them. Like I'm not sure which you guys are doing.
We'll see what happens.
You say things are changing and it's not going to be the same, but yet it is going to be the same. Make up your mind.
Yes,
I think you're just trying to get us to buy your comic books.
Either way, we're going to stay tuned.
Yes,
So,
exactly.
also, Uncanny X-Men number 33, Miss Marvel number 14. These are some books you definitely want to check out. And lastly, True Believers line has 2 new books coming out, House of M number 1 and Old Man Logan number 1, which are going to be 2 key books in Secret Wars coming this summer. You can get them for $1. If you like them for $1, buy the trades.
Master of Kung Fu is another one I'm getting.
Master
Can't
of
wait for
Kung
that.
Fu.
I think I already added X-Men number 2. I need to check on that.
There's a lot of Secret Wars books. That's a whole nother video.
Yeah.
But a lot of them coming out all summer long. Definitely want to check out what's going on with Secret Wars. But those are our picks for this week. Aaron, anything you want to say about what you've read in the last week as we close?
Well, there's been some pretty good things. It's kind of hard. I guess I'm gonna have to say Nameless, man, because Nameless was that comic blew me away. The ending was pretty dark, pretty disturbing picture. I see now why Morrison said this is his horror story.
It's cool.
It was.
I have number 1, 2, and 3, I believe.
It's like 2001, but it's also kind. Have you ever seen the movie Event Horizon? Sam Neill.
Never finished it.
Holy crap, man! This issue's where it gets a little bit dark and disturbing.
Well, I was going to say, independent-wise, No Mercy number 1 by Alex DeCampi was actually really interesting. Teenagers on that overseas trip before they go to college, and a lot of things go wrong. A little bit of mystery as to who's taking them around on the bus. Then basically they have a wreck on this hill, and it crashes, and then there's wolves about to eat them, and then they find out there's something weird in this suitcase, and there's teen drama throughout. It's kind of like a teen suspense flick, but a little cooler.
Interesting.
So No Mercy number 1 by Alex Campi was actually really good. She also writes Archie versus Predator. But other than that, I mean...
Anything else you read worth mentioning?
I read Titans number 1 from Convergence. Amazing Spider-Man number 17 was great. You can tell Peter Parker Industries is probably not going to make it out of the 616. So, but those are books that I read. You should definitely check out.
I'm looking forward to catching up on Spider-Man. I got 16 and 17 still to read. But, I'd have to say the Convergence minis, I like them. Oddly enough, I'm more into the Convergence story than the minis. But the minis have been cool. I like the Superman one, the whole Superman and Lois having a baby.
That's actually one I'm getting ready to read next. I'll give my thoughts next time.
That one's pretty good. I'm trying to think of what other ones. Oh, Batman and Robin, that was okay. Nightwing Oracle, I did really like that one.
I always liked Dick Grayson and Barbara Gordon.
Yes, and
the Dynamite duo.
I was hoping to get more Red Robin and Batgirl. I'm a little disappointed on
I heard that book was disappointing.
Yeah.
Get ready for disappointment.
Both of them are probably going to disappoint us. In
That's right.
You can't let corporate entities, they just never really hold up.
Yeah. So, anyway, stay tuned. Free Comic Book Day is coming up the first Saturday in May. Lots of cool books. You definitely want to be here. Cool activities going down. Be here.
It's one of my favorite days of the year.
It's like Christmas.
It is. Free comics.
That's right. So, anyway, be here. As we sign out, don't forget, if there's something you're looking for, hit us up. Go to BobBigBang.com. Ask us. We can order it for you. Don't forget what he said. And the beard. And we're